Thank you, Mike. This is always a really special evening, and this one in particular is special, and exactly like Mike said, because Jim's here. I'm here to present Kellyn Johnson Taylor, but I can't help but mention Jim. His influence on me, his influence on Shocker Athletics goes to this day, obviously, and well beyond. I hear myself telling recruits that there's 300 days of sunshine in Wichita, Kansas each year, and I heard that from Jim Schaus. And I hear myself telling recruits that Wichita State campus is one of the safest campuses in America, and certainly the safest campus in the state of Kansas. And I heard that from Jim Schaus on my interview. And I could go on and on. The other one I was going to mention was what a great day it is to be a Shocker, but that Jim mentioned that himself. So anyway, Jim, thank you. This has been an unbelievable career path opportunity for me, and you can't imagine the gratitude I have that I've had this opportunity because of you. And it's really special for me to sit with Lambo tonight because, you know, he and I came in literally within a few weeks of each other. And so this has been a special place for me and my family, and so it's really, really great that we're here tonight and that Jim is here. I could go on and spend my entire time and beyond talking about all sorts of people here. I see Becky, and I don't get to see her very often, but I can't do that. I would mention so many, and so Jim, thank you very much for everything, and congratulations on being inducted. But I'm here to present Kellyn Johnson Taylor. I wrote down a couple of notes. A quiet, confident warrior. And I mean warrior. That's the operative term. What a spectacular, tough athlete. And you wouldn't know it by her demeanor. You wouldn't know it by how she carries herself. But I knew that when I saw her go to the line in a Missouri Valley Conference Championship competition, that something good was getting ready to happen. And but I have to mention, because a big part of the reason that Kellyn is inducted into our Hall of Fame is because of her performances at the NCAA level. So it's always impressive to me when an athlete has a fabulous performance, and certainly Kellyn had a fabulous performance at College Station, Texas, in the NCAA indoor, in the mile run, and got third place, and I was elated. You know, I think of myself as a guy that thinks at a pretty high level. I really want to operate at a high level, and I was elated when Kellyn got that third place finish, and I tracked her down afterward and congratulated her, and she was gracious and accepted my congratulations. But Kellyn thinks at a different level, and her remark at that point when I congratulated her was something along the lines of, I wanted to win. I wanted to win. And it makes me emotional to tell that because she simply thinks at a different level. And, you know, in that race, we hear, and it's in the program, that she got third at the NCAA indoor. I'll tell you a couple of brief things about that. She got beat by, without question, two of the finest female distance runners in the history of the NCAA. One of those girls, I don't remember the details, I haven't looked it up, had won 10 or 12 NCAA championships leading up to that. And the other girl got first. So the other girl got first. The girl who was the perennial champion in all sorts of distance races got second, and Kellyn gets third with a time that would have won the vast majority of all the NCAA championships historically prior to that. And her primary focus after the race was, I wanted to win. I wanted to win that race. And I feel like I remember her saying, I felt like I could win. I felt like I was getting ready to win that race. And so don't misunderstand, she was gracious and she was appreciative of the congratulations, and I'm sure that she was pleased on whatever level with her wonderful accomplishment, but make no mistake about it, she wanted to win. I remember that attitude even more at the outdoor championship when she wasn't in the top 8. I think she was 10th, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, in the 5K. And she definitely wanted to do better. I mean, I went up to her to say, man, good job, Kellyn. One of the top 10 in the land, and not a happy camper about the way that one played out. And it was, you know, still an All-American performance. And so I just always was really, really super impressed with such a high level that Kellyn fought at. Again, quiet and confident and always really impressive that way. Like I say, at the Missouri Valley Conference level, when she ran, you knew something good was getting ready to happen. And there were good runners in the Missouri Valley at that time, very good runners, and they just couldn't handle Kellyn Johnson. She was just better than them. So if Kellyn had never run another race after college, we would still certainly be here honoring her tonight and inducting her into the Hall of Fame. She certainly did plenty. I presume that the committee is aware of her post-collegiate accomplishments, but even if they weren't, they would have inducted her because of her collegiate accomplishments. You know, I kind of thought about going through a little bit of the stuff that Christy went through about her former athlete and the ups and downs. I decided not to, but when Christy did, I thought, I wonder if I should mention that we went through our fair share of ups and downs with Kellyn, and so what I'm saying is she was a typical college girl. She was a very typical college girl had a lot of fun, had more fun than I was wishing she would have, and I had to get after her from time to time in that regard. And then she graduates, and then she comes to see us, and I remember seeing her after college, and I was encountering a businesswoman. I was encountering an unbelievable pro. And you know, we talk about pros when we talk about a pro athlete. And you're talking about a professional athlete, a really good athlete, an athlete that makes their living doing what they do. I'm talking about a pro within the context of a businesswoman, a woman who was calculated, a woman who was focused and understood what she needed to do to develop her brand, to develop herself athletically, but also find the right races that would create opportunities for her. It was incredible to me that just a few short years previous, I was dealing with the ups and downs of a typical college girl, and now I was talking to a businesswoman who had figured it all out. I've had the unbelievable opportunity to be at United States Olympic trials and United States championships, watched Kellyn get 4th in the United States Olympic trials in the 10,000 meters in Eugene, Oregon, and don't remember managing to track her down after that race at the stadium, but I'll bet if I had, she'd have said, I wanted to win, because that's just the way that she is. And so, if you notice, it is Kellyn Johnson Taylor, 2007 to 2009. And this unbelievable pro, and when I say pro, I'm also talking about that I know people that train around or are around Kellyn. She has become a legend in high altitude training with unbelievable miles that she's logging, and the grit and toughness is just different. It just is, I promise. We watch things like hard distance races and we don't understand. We don't get it. We don't know how tough it is. And she's elite. She's one of the elites worldwide. My wife Kelly and I sat in front of the TV a few short weeks ago and watched her get 8th in the New York City Marathon. And this, maybe she would tell you when she comes up here, but this was after, I mean, on TV they were talking about it, I wasn't aware, but a surgery that was not that far in the past. Kellyn's so tough, she's unstoppable. She truly is a remarkable athlete. We're so proud of her in our track program. We hear about her accomplishments. We're so fortunate when we get to see her. My wife, Kelly, and I roll through Flagstaff from time to time, and we've gotten to stop, and I'm always meeting up with a quiet, confident, wonderful young lady who is a shocker. And so I'm really, really proud of Kellyn Johnson Taylor. I'm really, really glad and pleased that the committee has inducted her into the Hall of Fame. So Kellyn, congratulations for your induction into the Hall of Fame this year here in Wichita, and I'm so glad you're able to come back and receive this. Kellyn Johnson Taylor.
What an honor to be here tonight. What an amazing lineup to follow. Amazing people, amazing athletes, amazing people within our athletic systems. When I think back 18 years ago, I thought it was 17, but it's 18. I can't believe it's been that long. I feel very old. But I also never would have guessed the trajectory that my life would take during my time at Wichita State University and the years that followed. I came to Wichita a naive, slightly immature, and some would say hard-headed kid. While I wanted to be the best, I hadn't quite worked out that natural talent would only get me so far. Fortunately, the perfect people landed in my corner, and former cross-country track head coach Mark Burns and Coach Rainbolt and all the other athletic staff. I'd like to think we each contributed to one another's lives during this time. I know that I most certainly contributed to more than a few gray hairs with some post-race shenanigans. I wasn't the easiest or the most obedient athlete on the team. The compassion and understanding that I experienced with a dash of tough love was one clear example of what sets this program apart. I was made to feel like a person and not just an athlete, something that I embody fully as an adult who's also still an athlete. This program showed me how to work hard, build relationships, succeed, and most importantly, fail. You see, as an adult, I fail all the time. I have the courage to step to the starting line, not once or twice, but on 10 separate occasions to contend for an Olympic spot, and I failed all 10 times. But yet, I still walked away proud of myself each and every time. It's cliche, but it really is about the journey. My journey went through Wichita State, where I met some of the most amazing people, including one of my best friends, who was part of all the shenanigans that I was a part of. Even my husband and my journey was influenced by my time here. We now have 4 beautiful kids and are living every bit of the chaos that is the American dream. I'm trying to raise good humans, which I see in every bit of my 14-year-old, and keep the others who are 2, 3, and 6 alive. And really just keep my head above water. I'm still pursuing big goals on the running scene. I've made it my career the last 13 years, which I feel so fortunate to have been able to do. Traveling all over the world, representing the United States on several occasions, running has given me more than I could have imagined, and I'm eternally grateful. I'm eternally grateful that Wichita State guided me to where I'm at. So thank you for this honor. It truly is one of the greatest honors to be recognized and inducted into the Pizza Hut Shocker Hall of Fame. Thank you.